So Skyrim's a pretty decent game in itself, but if you ever actually sat down in an extensive playthrough, you might have found a few instances of the game that might be tedious. Let's say as an example, disabling your ability to fast travel. Sure, on your first playthrough, exploring the map and experiencing the new locations was actually pretty entertaining, but after your 345th walk up High Hrothgar, you're probably asking yourself, why? Fortunately enough, brand new mods have been made available that'll help improve where Skyrim might be lacking. Today we're going to be reviewing them. So the first mod that we're going to be covering is Elden Sprint. So essentially what this mod does is add a simple script to the game that will check if the player character is in the out-of-combat state, and if that is true, the player character basically has unlimited stamina. So I'd say this is a pretty good mod to add to your playthrough if you intend to basically play without fast traveling but don't want to feel like you're cheating the game by allowing yourself to basically just teleport around the map. So while playing Skyrim, you more than likely at some point encountered an issue where NPCs, while following you, basically just ended up getting lost in the process. Or if you ever played something along the lines of Summoner / Necromancer, you basically just had like a whole bunch of thralls, but you traveled through one interior cell and they just don't follow you along the way. Well, fortunately enough, simple order summons will basically cut out the annoyingness that is micromanaging NPCs and basically allow you to not only trade with them, but also give you the ability to straight up teleport into you with the press of a single button. The next mod I'll be covering is Kace Auto-Loop. So essentially what Kace Auto-Loop does is it basically automates the entire process of being sure that you loot every individual bandit corpse at the end of battle without having to worry about missing out anything that's like particularly important to you. Like for example, if you want to make sure that you picked up every key, piece of gold, or if you have to patch every insight potion, you can basically automate that entire process, and it basically just cuts down like a lot of tension. Because like, although I do enjoy like the looting aspect of this game, it is pretty annoying when you get to the point where you have like 20 something dead bandits, and you don't know if you already looted something or didn't loot it, and it just basically just cuts out that annoyingness of that part of the game. And it's kind of nice. It's extremely customizable as well. So the last mod that we'll be discussing is Auto-Lockpicking. Now, essentially what this mod does is replace the minigame that is in vanilla Skyrim with a more RNG-based approach, or dice roll approach. So if you played Oblivion, it basically had a system that automatically picked locks. This one's a little bit more forgiving due to the fact that like it's a little bit less RNG heavy, and if you get the settings just right, you can basically have it compatible with Requiem, and towards the end of the video I'm probably going to show my specific settings for this mod. Now, some people might think that the lockpicking minigame in Skyrim is fine, but I kind of just find it a little bit too tedious playing around with it for so long. But people might have mixed opinions about this, and this is basically just an alternative if you don't like Skyrim's lockpicking by default.